Today is February 3rd, 2016, and this is Wayne Goldsboro Television. I'm Wayne Alley.
And I'm Kate Daniels.
And we hope you're doing well today. Oh boy, it is February 3rd, middle of the week already. It's Wednesday.
It sure is.
It is Wednesday, and we're on our way to, gee whiz, we had Groundhog Day yesterday. We're on
our way to Thursday.
Yeah, very good there. And there may be some drizzle in the forecast for the next day or so, but not a great deal, okay? But soon, blue skies and all that stuff, and before you know it, springtime will be here March 21st or somewhere about that.
That's right.
It's a sad day in music history today. This day in 1956, the day the music died, when in an ice storm, a plane took off from the airport near Clear Lake, Iowa, with Buddy Holly, Ritchie Valens, and J.P. Giles Perry Richardson. And that plane didn't last very long. It iced up and crashed, killing all aboard. And it's a sad story because those three gentlemen were quite the idols, the teenage idols back in the late 50s and the mid and late 50s with some really, really great hits. But that's the song "Bye Bye Miss American Pie" pretty much was a story about that fateful day back February 3rd, 1956. You realize that's 60 years ago.
That is wild.
Long before you were born.
That is wild.
60 years ago. I can't believe that.
That's wild. I didn't know that was the story behind that song until 5 years ago.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
I didn't. Somebody.
Well, guess who was supposed to be on that plane?
Who?
A young man by the name of Waylon Jennings was supposed to be on that airplane. He was singing with that show. See, the show ended, and then they got on a plane to fly over.
Really?
Yeah, to the next show.
So why wasn't he with them?
Well, he was going to be on the plane, but either he was under the weather or somebody else was sick, and he said, "Look, you go ahead and take my seat."
I do remember this because my brother was telling me this, and he was talking about several other famous, wildly talented musicians that have had a fate, you know, like just tragic.
I tell you, one of the most
tragic.
For
wild.
one of the most dangerous professions in the world is rock stars, or it used to be. Rock stars, singers, people who do shows because they travel so much. And I mean, there were so many killed in plane crashes.
Yeah.
So many. Patsy Cline, just so many.
And it seems like they were weather related, whereas the general public probably they wouldn't have had a flight go out, but
Yeah, Patsy Cline, Hawkshaw Hawkins, Jim Reeves, so many of them.
Yeah, but the one that you were just referring to, he did give his seat up to somebody who was sick, and he got on a bus.
And he got on a bus. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Wow.
Otis Redding died in a plane crash. Yeah.
So I'm real excited about getting on a plane.
Yeah, right.
Time.
Okay.
Thank
well,
you.
no, this was a long time ago now.
No.
Right, okay.
No.
Yeah. And I love me some Otis Redding now. Let me tell you.
Yeah.
Okay. Today's birthdays include a lady by the name of Mary Carlisle. You're not going to believe this. She was a beautiful blonde starring in what they call B movies back in the 1930s. She's 102 years old today.
102.
Yes. A fantastic woman.
What does a B movie mean?
B was a
not very good.
Well, it wasn't as. It didn't cost as much to make.
Okay.
And it didn't take long to write it.
Okay.
And there wasn't a whole lot of stuff to it, just a whole lot of action. Boom.
Awesome.
Yeah. And it ran a lot. Shelley, she's 102. Shelley Berman, the comedian, is having a birthday. He's an older person today. Having a birthday also Kenneth Anger. Fran Tarkenton, the football great. He is 75 years today. Blythe Danner, that lovely lady, is also having. Morgan Fairchild.
Yes.
Okay. Nathan Lane, a funny man, turned 60 today. Unreal. And there you go, birthday.
There you go.
All right, today is the 3rd of February. We mentioned that already. Here's today's trivia question before we go to our thing. Which president, the category is dead presidents.
Okay.
Many of them are. Which president of the United States died within a month of taking office? He was only in office 1 month and died. Here's a hint. He was not assassinated. He died in office 1 month after being elected or inaugurated. And that's important, after being inaugurated. All right, we're going to go to our interview now. We'll be back. Today we're at the Wayne County Development Alliance office on Chestnut Street in Goldsboro, talking with Development Alliance President Crystal Gettys. And hi. How are you?
Good.
I appreciate you speaking with us.
You're welcome.
Now, the Development Alliance office, what in the world do you do here? And I know we've talked about this before, but I don't remember. What do you do here?
Well, we are the economic development arm for the county. So basically what we try to do is recruit new industry to create jobs and spread the tax base to lessen the burden on the citizens of Wayne County.
Okay. And you do that how? I would presume by inviting new businesses to come to town.
We do it a couple of ways. Okay. Our first focus is on our existing industries. We want to make sure that we keep our existing industries that we have here. We want to ensure that they grow and we support them in that growth because, believe it or not, most of the jobs that are created are from existing industries.
Really?
That's correct. So we want to make sure that we support them, that we're here for them and help them research or be there for any issues or challenges that they may have or stumbling blocks they may have for their growth.
I know we have some major industry here in Wayne County. We have Uchiyama America. We have Standard Products. We have so many others. Occasionally we hear where there has been an issue with one of the companies and they perhaps have to reduce their personnel, such as AAR. But we're what kind of pattern are we in now? Are we growing at all, or how are we doing?
We are in a growth mode, I believe. We've got several industries that are ramping up, and you're going to hear that fluctuation throughout the year. There'll be times, and some are seasonal, and they have to drop off at a certain period of time. But for the most part, I think all industries are looking for avenues for growth, and that they can better their product and their productivity and their efficiency.
Do you address other than manufacturing? What are you going after?
Manufacturing is our typical sector that we go after. Manufacturing, distribution, maybe even a headquarters, possible call centers or data centers.
Such as AT&T.
Correct.
In Marmac.
That's exactly right. But we also want to kind of focus in sectors. We can't be all things to everyone. And so we want to find out what our greatest strengths are in Wayne County. And what I've discovered in my short time here is that agriculture is very important to our economic stability here in Wayne County. So we're going to focus on ag within this new 5-year strategic plan that we've got going on and that we're about to launch. Advanced manufacturing, aerospace and defense, automotive is a huge factor. And when I say agribusiness, I'm going to go back to that a little bit. I said agriculture, but I mean agribusiness goes along with that. Oh, yeah. And so food and beverage manufacturers or any of the suppliers that may assist in our agribusiness.
In talking with the director of the Cooperative Extension Service here, he and I have often discussed the fact that Wayne County is one of the major players in the country as far as agriculture is concerned.
Absolutely.
Agribusiness, explain to us what agribusiness is. How does that differ from just plain old everyday agriculture?
Well, agribusiness can be the extension or the product of agriculture. It could be a farm equipment manufacturer. It could be your food manufacturer from the products that we grow here.
Would Carolina turkeys be considered an agribusiness?
It can be on some part. I would consider them agriculture and agribusiness because agriculture is not just about growing crops.
No, that's right. Livestock as well.
That's exactly right.
Yeah. And we have a very extensive livestock community here in Wayne County.
We do.
Not as big as in some other areas, but we're still a major player.
Absolutely.
Particularly in swine.
Yes, I just took a tour of my first swine farm.
Did you now?
Yes, I did last week and learned a lot. It's amazing that I was raised in the country and we raised livestock and our own vegetables, but that was mainly to feed our family. Right. It's a whole different story when you do it on a commercial level to feed our nation. So it's very interesting.
Home, Crystal? Where are you from?
I'm originally from Chatham County,
Siler
City.
Now?
Yes, sir.
Siler City? And Pittsburgh. Is that right?
That's correct.
Okay.
Pittsburgh's the county seat.
Yes, that's right.
Yes.
Circle City.
That's right.
So, and with what's in the works right now? What are you working on now? And how do you ask, or how do you grab new businesses to come into the Wayne County area? How do you solicit these people?
Well, there's various ways that we do that.
Mm-hmm.
We have partners and allies that assist us in that. One way is through the state, the Economic Development Partners of North Carolina, which was the private group that stemmed off from the Commerce.
Mm-hmm.
So they go after and they market many businesses. We also work with our regional alliances, so we can be a part of the NC East Alliance and also the NC Southeast Alliance. And those regions, we pay into them for them to do marketing and advertising for us. And it's trade shows, it's going out, finding those leads for us. And they bring it back to the region and send it out to all the counties within that. And then we get to try to woo them or submit any property or buildings or anything that might suit their needs to win that
Let's talk
project.
about incentives.
Okay.
Something that is really misunderstood how it works by a lot of people.
Absolutely.
Now, tell me how incentives work. When you offer a corporation or a manufacturing concern if you offer their opportunity to come to Wayne County and just grow like crazy, what do you offer them in the form of incentives if that becomes necessary?
Well, on a local level, we've just put in place an incentive policy for Wayne County for industries. It's not for all businesses, but it's really towards the industries that we focus on as the economic development arm.
These are existing businesses?
Existing or new.
Okay.
It can be either. If they're expanding, if it's an existing business that's expanding, they could qualify. Now, there is parameters around that. There's a minimum investment level of $1 million. And then there will be some criteria that fall along with that for job creation and wages that we will look for. But it's spread out over a 5-year period. And basically, this is not money that we're coming up with to give them. It's a grant that comes from the taxes, the assessed value of their investment.
Okay.
So basically what they do is they list their property in January, just like everyone else does. When their project is complete and they've listed that and filed that with the county, they'll get their tax bill, and they have to pay that 100% of their tax bill on their investment.
A lot of people don't think about that.
They probably don't.
They probably don't think about, here's all these major corporations and businesses and manufacturing companies out there with these millions of dollars investment in their business, and they get to pay taxes just like everybody else.
That's exactly right.
They get a tax bill, and they got to pay it.
That's right. Now, what we are offering them is depending on their investment, what level they are. We offer different levels of a grant, cashback grant. So let's just say that they're at $2 million in an investment, and they would qualify for a 65% cash grant back after they've paid their taxes in full. So the check would be wrote out to them, and it's just over a 5-year period. So basically what the county has decided to do is be willing to take a little less for 5 years rather than possibly not having anything at all if they didn't grow. And the same way with a new industry. We're just willing to take a little less of their taxes over a 5-year period versus risking the chance of not getting any taxes at all from them. And so it really helps our citizens. I know it appears that we're coming up with money and just giving it away, but it's really money that they've already paid in.
That's right.
And they are some of our largest taxpayers in the community, which they help keep our taxes down so that we don't feel that burden.
That's exactly right. And the thing is that, like you say, you take a little off the top, make them a deal, or they're not here. They don't want to be here because they can't get a deal, and we lose that tax
They
revenue.
go somewhere else.
They go somewhere else, sure.
That's right.
And that happens.
That's right. So instead, we may get 35% of their taxes for 5 years, and that's better than not getting any at all.
That's right. And like you say, that tax money helps to keep our tax rate and tax revenue lower.
Absolutely.
And we want to thank those folks for
That's
helping us out.
yes, we do.
Yes,
we do.
So what's on the cooker right now? Anything going on as far as requesting or asking or begging or trying to drag somebody in?
Well, we do have some projects that have been coming in. We've seen an uptick in projects, and again, they come from either the state or regional partners. They could also come from directly to us from a consultant that the company has hired to find a location. I have got projects on the chart that the company has contacted us directly based on their research of our website. So we do have some active projects right now that have been looking. We've got a few that have visited for 2 times at least, and it could be back for a 3rd visit.
Come here.
Yes, sir, they have. And so we're working as hard as we can to land them. And of course, they're looking at other communities too. So we're in competition not only with other states, but when it comes down to our region, each county is still in competition with each other, even though our first priority is to have it in North Carolina. Then each region tries to work to get it in that region, and then each county tries to work it to get it in their county.
So you're saying that here's a nice automobile driving around the streets of Goldsboro that's got 3 or 4 distinguished looking people in it, men and women who are just kind of checking out the community, and these may be people who are getting ready to build a multi-billion-dollar business right here in Wayne County.
Could be. That could be a very good example.
I'm just saying, it could happen.
It could.
And probably does.
It probably has.
If we have people visiting the area. And you do search inquiries through national magazines?
We'll advertise a little bit, but as I mentioned before, our website marketing is a huge component of what we do, and it's very competitive out there. So there are numerous of magazines that we can advertise in to get the word out that North Carolina is the place to be, and Wayne County is even better place to be within North Carolina. So our website, we're spending a lot of time and effort upgrading that to make sure that we have the most accurate information on our website, and that needs to stay fresh, current. They look at our website not to choose us, but to eliminate us. So when they do their research, they're there. If you don't have it out there, they're going to move on.
They're going to move on.
So it's important that we have the tools that they're looking for, and the most accurate information we have. Quality of life, our labor force, our taxes, our incentives. They're looking for everything, the properties.
There is a lot of good information on that website that may be of interest to the local community.
Sure,
what
absolutely.
Is that
website? It is the WayneAlliance.org.
WayneAlliance.org.
And we are in the process of revamping our website. We're going to have a fresh new look. I hope by towards the end of February we'll launch a new website.
Great. And I'm a little bit old school, and when I suggested perhaps you advertise nationally through magazines and that sort of thing, I of course failed to include the fact that recruiters and people who are looking for places to put their new businesses and buildings and industry are more using the internet now than anywhere else.
Absolutely. Just even as few years ago, as 10 years ago, they would come into your office, and you would submit a project, and they would choose to come and take a look at your community. You would bring them into the office, you would feed them, you would give them a nice presentation and take them on a tour.
Right.
Now, if they come to your office, they've already selected.
Yeah.
And you don't get that opportunity to do that.
You don't have to sell as much.
That's exactly right. So you better sell it on the internet.
Be sold on the web.
Absolutely.
So you got to grab their attention early.
So through that marketing process and revamping our website, we've also gone through a new logo change and a branding exercise. And we're strategically planning out a marketing plan for the next 2 years. And our branding, we've really put a lot of thought into this and worked with a professional company to do this, but we're uniquely named Wayne County that we can play on that just a little bit. So our core responsibility is to put people to work, create jobs.
Right. So
you may hear the tagline, putting Wayne to work through a committed community.
I could take that personally.
Yes, you could.
All right, look. Branding, let's talk about that just a moment. Branding is a major key in recruiting new business so that they know who you are.
Sure.
Tell me about branding. Why is it necessary? We know it's important, but why is it necessary?
Well, it's just an identification. It's a story within just one sentence of who we are and what we do. And, you know, we've got so many different areas and sectors we can focus on to put Wayne to work, whether Wayne be the county or Wayne be that individual farmer or his son. So we can play on that just a little bit anywhere we go and do different backdrops and different types of settings for what Wayne may mean to someone.
Okay, I'll buy that.
Okay?
Do we have room for new industry in Wayne County?
Absolutely.
We do.
We do.
What are we looking for? Anything in particular, or just come one, come all?
Well, again, we're trying to focus on those sectors that we do the best. Not to say we wouldn't take a plastic manufacturing company, absolutely, but we are trying to target our agriculture, agribusiness, our aerospace and defense, our automotive, and our advanced manufacturing. And our workforce development, we work very closely with the community colleges, and that's part of our existing business program. So we're going to be supporting our industries in that area. And the Advanced Manufacturing Center will be a huge component and selling point for us. And so anything that we can do to show an industry that we are proactive in addressing the needs that they have in the future. And workforce is going to be a big issue for no matter what sector you're in. A lot of these industries have employees that, you know, we've been given statistics that 30% of their workforce will be retired in the next 5 years.
Yeah.
So, and that's a problem to find somebody come in.
Yeah. You know, the Wayne Community College has been instrumental in creating programs such as the Works program and the state CDC program. How important is that to, what do potential businesses and industry look at in that regard as far as education and the workforce in the county?
Well, it's a huge component in what we do.
Yeah.
That's one of the first questions they ask. What is your workforce? What does it look like? What are you doing to prepare for the future workforce? And those skill sets that they need is a very important component to what they're needing to do. And not just Wayne Community College, but even when we get into the agriculture and agribusiness, Wayne Community College as well as University of Mount Olive
Exactly.
has a great program there. And so we want to highlight that and make sure that they know that we're being aggressive and proactive in addressing those future needs for them.
A couple of times you mentioned the advanced manufacturing that's going to be, it's on South John Street, I believe, the former Busman facility.
That's correct.
Tell me about that. How does that play into your plans?
Well, we're excited about that because that will give an opportunity for students and industries to use that facility, work with the community college on those training skills. And so we're just really excited about that potential building and that possibility coming to fruition.
Yes. Oh, boy.
And that'll be a great marketing tool for
It
us.
certainly will. And the potential business owners and facilities moving to the Wayne County area, I'm sure will see that, and I hope they're impressed with it. I know they will
as
be.
well.
Yeah. Crystal, thank you so much for speaking
You're
with
welcome.
us. All right, Crystal Gettys is the president and person in charge of the Wayne County Development Alliance here on Chestnut Street in Goldsboro. Thank you. We're back on Wayne Gold. I had to point. See which. We're back on Wayne Goldsboro Television. Thank you for being with us. Cha cha cha. There you go. Tonight,
Yes.
at the University of Mount Olive, the Ciampi Quartet will perform tonight at UMO. University of Mount Olive said hold a concert featuring the Ciampi Quartet. Is it Ciampi or Ciampi? Whatever. They're going to be there at 7:30 in the Hazel Waters Carnegie Assembly Hall. Concert is part of the UMO concert series, bringing students and local residents the opportunity to see professional musicians absolutely free. Doesn't cost a dime. You will enjoy this. 4 performances in total, with 2 each semester. Tonight, the quartet was founded at Duke University in 1965 by the renowned Italian violinist Giorgio Ciampi. I like that. That sounds so good.
that.
I like it. I love spaghetti. Anyway, all the group's members are professors at Duke University. That's
Okay,
great.
that's
interesting.
wonderful.
In a career that includes many hundreds of concerts and spans 5 continents, the Ciampi Quartet has developed a reputation for performances of real intelligence and musical sophistication. With a maturity and insight born of wide experience, the quartet projects the heart and soul of the music in a repertoire that ranges from well-known masterpieces to works by today's most communicative composers. Who writes this stuff? Admission to the concert free, open to the public, starts at 7:30. You head down North Brazil Avenue.
Yeah.
You hang a right on Wooten Street, and you'll see the school, what used to be the school, right in front of you there. And they have converted that building into a beautiful, beautiful art center.
That's
That's
wonderful.
tonight, yeah.
It is quite remarkable, the talent that they bring in year-round
Yes.
for not only the students at the University of Mount Olive, but the community. And this is a perfect example for the community to come out and see
That's right.
some incredible things. So that's wonderful.
Take tomorrow night, for instance.
Yes, what's tomorrow night?
Tomorrow night is February 4th. Ethan Uslan will be performing at the University of Mount Olive, same location. Carnegie Assembly Hall, Wooten Street, Mount Olive. Concert, again, free and open to the public. And I love this. I love ragtime. He is a ragtime, jazz, and silent film pianist.
Oh,
He lives in
wow.
Charlotte. He's a 3-time winner of the World Championship Old-Time Piano Playing and Picking Contest. I call it picking. And has performed all over the U.S. and in the United Kingdom, France, Italy, Switzerland, Belgium, and Dudley. For more information about the concert, you can call Bill Ford, and Bill is at UMO. That's WFORD at umo.edu. That's tomorrow night, free to the public. If you enjoy ragtime, jazz, and silent film piano picking, it's tomorrow night.
What a great opportunity to take your kids or your grandkids and expose them to something like this early.
I bet half of Wayne County's never heard of ragtime music.
That is
Jelly Roll
wonderful.
Morton, I mean, come on now. Yeah.
That is great.
I'm
great.
telling you.
Well, and I'll tell you, it's going to be held at the University of Mount Olive in Carnegie Arena, and it was just a week ago at the annual banquet that the community as a whole honored the late George Carnegie.
Yes.
As this year's recipient of the Cornerstone Award. The official dedication downtown at Cornerstone Commons will be Thursday the 4th. But I will tell you, I thought I knew the impact that this man had in our community, and I didn't. Gray Morgan from Southern Bank did the presentation, and he shared, I don't know, a good 15 minutes of his history and had these beautiful pictures of Mr. Carnegie and his family, and from when he was little, and all the things that this man was involved in, that I think were so quiet and behind the scenes, just truly, truly, truly well deserving, and I think it was special for his family. But wow.
Well, let me tell you something. I believe Jim was there, and we're going to have that program running on this TV station.
Wonderful.
We'll have that program for you, and I can't wait to see it. I couldn't be there, but I am anxious to see it.
That's great.
Go Wayne Go. Ran into a lady at a restaurant the other day. I didn't hurt her. I helped her get up. And I ran into her, and she was wearing a Go Wayne Go t-shirt. And I said, boy, I like that t-shirt, so she hit me. And I said, no, I mean what it says, Go Wayne Go. And it's coming up on February 6th, which is this week sometime. The Go Wayne Go participants will be meeting at the courthouse steps, corner of Walnut Street and something else, and we'll walk 1 to 3 miles. And that will include the new Center Street and the old railroad station. And that is the beginning of the new season.
Great.
The spring walks of Go Wayne Go. Get out there and do it. Exercise and just feel good. Woo!
Yeah, grab a friend, and if you're going by yourself, I promise you will meet some neat, nice people, and what a great community effort.
It really is, and we're going to talk more about that as well a little later on, all right? And that's a wrap for, we didn't wrap, did we? We did break dancing. we didn't, that's a wrap for today. We'll be back again tomorrow morning at 7 o'clock right here from high atop the 4th or 1st. We're high atop something here in Goldsboro, North Carolina. We'll be right here tomorrow morning at 7 o'clock, back again at noon, then back again at 5:30 as we repeat the program. Until then, I'm Wayne Alley.
And I'm Kate Daniels.
And this is Wayne Goldsboro Television.